with that, a lot of resources, but I think it's really been paying off, and so we're seeing reduced gang activity. Maybe a little more now. It seems to be on the uptick a little bit, but the thinking is that that's probably because some of the gang members are getting early releases from prison, so they're coming back and they're trying to sort of reestablish their old ways. But well, we know who they are, and we're keeping an eye on them, and we're working hard. So overall, things are good in this county. Law enforcement is very effective. We have the most crime, violent crime, and the general kinds of crimes that the FBI and that the Attorney General look to determine how much crime we have. Those numbers are down to post World War II, like the 50s. It's in that kind of level now. You probably don't feel that way, but I think that's because the news is so much better. So much more effective at getting it out and getting it out really soon, and having more details about the various kinds of crime. But the crime rate is really a good deal lower now, and we're in a really safe place. Orange County is a great county. It's a wonderful place to live in. It's great geographically, and it's a safe place to live, good place to raise kids. So thank you for your time, and I don't know if I should take questions now. Or, sure, yeah. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Janet, you want to go first? Did you have your hand up? Oh, Tony, Alan Bartlett from Irvine. Yes. First thing, I appreciate the apology. As you know, Stephen won by 4,000 votes. Your robocall could have swung the election in Irvine. Luckily, it didn't. My first question, I guess, is why didn't you ask to see the mailer first before you gave the quote? And then I would ask, what's your relationship with Arnold Ford? And then, were you ever on the hometown voter guide with Larry Agron in the past?
Well, I've never been on the hometown voter guide with Larry Agron in the past. My relationship with Arnold Ford is that I worked with him many years ago when I was working on the Recall Rose Bird campaign, and we had a working relationship that lasted for on that campaign probably 2, 3, maybe 4 years, and that was all, I think, pretty positive. He did a lot of creative and effective campaigning for us in that, and since then I really haven't seen him too much. Last time I saw Arnold Ford was probably around in the time period around 2004, 2005, and I had lunch with him. I have not communicated with him since, not by phone or text or anything. So that's the extent of it. So I read in the OC Weekly that we were buddies, but I think that's a very that's an exaggeration. I don't consider him an enemy or anything, but I know he works for apparently for Larry Agron. And the first question that you asked was about why didn't I ask to see the mailer? And that's a really good question. And that's because I gave the quotation that I thought was the right quotation. And honestly, I've been around politics for a long time, and I know. In fact, I was talking earlier tonight. I had the experience when I was campaigning against Rose Bird to write what I thought was a very strong and powerful indictment of Rose Bird, and I showed it to some campaign executives in Sacramento and said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And they said, "Well, it looks like a lawyer wrote it. Let's fix that up for you." And they made it more, powerful. But so I should have known. I gave the quotation, and frankly, I didn't expect it to come out as in the way that it did. The way it came out, I felt that it was exaggerated, and and put things in the wrong light. So,
I mean, can you appreciate how upset some of us are in Irvine?
well, I do. Yeah, of course I do. In fact, I think I remember you from being the person who trapped me, if you could, at the.
I just
was
wanted
it
to
this
get the.
hotel and said, "Hey, come over here and answer some questions for, can you talk to someone?"
I just wanted to ask you what happened.
I do recall that, of course.
Good work, Alan.
I just wanted to ask what happened. I mean, we just wanted to know what happened.
Yeah, I know, and
by the way,
I didn't want Larry Agron to win, and I'm glad he didn't.
Well, by the way, I mean, it's not just that he's a Democrat, but he's wasted $200 million, and you haven't looked at him at all, and so we're just wondering.
You're wrong about that. You're wrong about
I'm
that.
wrong about that?
Listen, we conducted quite a number of investigations concerning Larry Agron, and the Great Park, and we've taken every allegation that's been made seriously. As a matter of fact, we've even gone so far as to, and I'd be happy to have you two gentlemen who are waving your heads to come in to the grand jury and to explain to the grand jury just what it is, how you know that these terrible things are happening, and where we can get the evidence. Because
I know there's $200 million spent, and there's a balloon there. That's how I know. I mean,
I do too. I know why Dick Sim quit.
That's great. That's great. Well, you know that this much is being spent, but I mean, as far as crimes being committed, help me out, because we look up every single one of those complaints, and if there's a witness, we go to the witness. If there's paperwork, we go to the paperwork. We have not sat down on that job, and we won't. And if something solid comes up, believe me, we'll follow it up.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Yes, sir.
I would just respectfully ask,